Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the myth of the racket lag on the forehand. Most people think that the racket lag is a wrist movement, but it's not a wrist movement. The wrist is a small component part of a whole chain of events that create the racket lag. I want to show you what they are and how you can put them into your game to add more speed, power and spin to your forehand. The racket lag is an essential component part of the forehand. And quite simply, the racket lag is where the arm moves forwards from this position and the racket lags behind and then accelerates forward in a whip-like snapping motion, going past the hand, past the arm, and creating a much faster stroke. And this is often taught as a wrist movement. But if you examine it closely, when I make the racket lag, yes, there is a wrist movement, but that's actually the last part of the movement. Because what's happening is that my whole arm is externally rotating. It rotates a little bit from the shoulder and then significantly more from the elbow, and then the wrist just takes up the slack. See, it's not a wrist movement, it is an arm movement. If I think of it as a wrist movement, if you think of it as a wrist movement, then you'll have a very limited range of motion. But if I think of it as an arm movement, then I have an extensive range of motion. And now I have much greater torque and force as the racket lags much further behind and therefore snaps forward with much more speed. And the lag happens in a very short period of time. So the only way you're actually going to apply this change and really get the power that you could get out of this movement and into your forehand is with feel. So first try to self-feed and reverse engineer, just make the stroke from here with only the wrist. And this will create almost a half stroke. See, it creates a very small motion unless I artificially extend the stroke through. And now I'm going to self-feed and I'm going to deliberately open my forearm up to the sky. So if I did it with a wristwatch, then the wristwatch would be pointing down to the ground as I rotate externally and make the real racket lag. So watch again. And now I naturally have a full stroke because every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And the force that I'm creating with a genuine racket lag is actually naturally creating the follow through of the stroke. Let's have a look again. So now all the way around and swing, and I have a full stroke. If you do this with self-feeding and then move naturally into play here, and you can see that I have my arm opening up to the sky, creating the racket lag, creating the snap, creating the whip-like effect, and creating the powerful forehand. This is such a powerful movement when you get it right. It makes a tremendous difference to the power of the stroke. It also helps to reduce injuries because just taking the racket back with the wrist puts a lot of strain in that small area here. But opening up the whole arm to create the lag means that all of the stress and pressure and momentum is absorbed through the whole arm and through several different joints. So apply this to your game. It really will make a difference, and it's easy to do once you get the feel of it. So use the self-feeding to get the feel of it, and you'll have a better forehand. If you like my ideas on tennis, check out the books, the courses, or online coaching. In all aspects of what we do to help people, we show the science, the biomechanics, the extreme detail of the strokes, and then have super simple solutions such as this that will help you become the best tennis player you can. For more information, email me or check out the website. So don't fall for the myth that the racket lag is a wrist movement. The wrist is a small component part of the whole whip-like action of the arm. When you apply this to your game, you'll hit faster, harder, and have a better forehand. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.